So people have been asking about running technique, and we're doing a lot of miles these days. So I want to talk about a few things. First is breathing and stance. So if you think about decompression breathing from foundation training, or just yogic like pranayama decompression breathing, or spine lengthening side body breathing, weight in your heels, and then get the back of the head to go away from the back of the body. You can think about, as you inhale, lengthening the distance between the ribs and the hips. You can have that tripod pressure in the feet, heels, outside, inside ball of the foot. This is just establishing neutral for you. You and gravity are aligning yourselves. And now for running speed, if it's acceleration, when you first come out of the starting blocks, you're gonna come out at 45 degrees, and your body is trying to go as 50-50 as possible, where you are pushing horizontally for speed and acceleration, but also vertically so that you don't fall on your face. So you're trying to 45 degrees, and then as you come up to top speed, you're getting higher and higher and higher in vertical until like a 100-meter dash might be like 25 degrees, or a longer distance might be up closer to like 10 or even 5. So when we're doing long distance, thinking about the fact that I'm breathing as vertically as possible, the back of my body is long, I'm tucking my chin slightly, I don't want to be running with my head forward here because it decreases the length of my posterior chain, elongating, and then I am from the back of my head thinking about that vertical line, just moving forward slightly until I feel like my balls of my feet engaging so I don't fall forward. My whole body stays in alignment, and as I start to fall forward, I can feel my feet gripping the ground, and I want to keep my heels as low to the floor as possible to where it almost feels like it would be easier to just take a step. And right before that moment, I want to let my heels come up to like I could slide a credit card underneath them. And that is neutral for a distance running. Maybe 1 or 2 degrees further since you want that forward trajectory, but it's really coming into that position. And right when I want to go forward, I'll hold myself there. This is where every time I'm running, I come right back to that position. So I cycled through, I bend the knee, I come through, and then right back. Again, like the difference between sprinting. If I'm sprinting, I want that heel to come way high up, like I'm almost trying to come over a bar that would be coming through my opposite knee. So it's like way up and over. If I'm running distance, then it might be below the knee, kind of high shin. So as I'm running, it's coming through like this. And every time I hit the floor, I strike right into that position where my body posture is here. It's kind of that I can almost hold it position. That's where I want to be running, and every gait cycle comes right back. For arms, I'm thinking about, I had a coach say, hold a potato chip. So it's not a lot of tension in your hands. Jordan Fairley is reputable. He also says kind of you come up to like nipple height. And then I think a lot about, as my foot strikes the floor, I'm thinking about my opposite elbow kicking back. So it's connecting the back of my body through the ground in that way. Last thing you want to think about is, if you're already doing all these things, it'll happen naturally, but the way the foot skin slides is really important. If when you hit the ground, it's just a flat compression and it's just your foot kind of like splatting everywhere, then your force is distributing in all directions. It's not going to be as efficient. If you come through and you hit the heel and the skin of your foot slides towards you because that foot's going forward, that will kick on all the anterior chain muscles, and it'll put the brakes on and hinder you from going into a smooth next cycle. If when you hit the ground, the foot skin slides forward and you are pulling back, all of the plantar fascia, posterior chain, and everything will fully engage and send the foot back, lengthening the hip flexor. And if you are in that decompressed stance with the breath, then your psoas, tib posterior, all the way up into the diaphragm will discharge all at once. And now your breath is linked to the deep front line. So you have a posterior chain on one side, linking the anterior chain on the opposite side. And now, similar to how a cyclist gets so efficient, they're like a machine, and there's no energy leaks in any direction. They're just pedaling in a circle. Eventually, you also think about the cycle of gait is not like drive my knee forward and then pull back. It's just cyclical, like a little infinity running through your body, and it's the spiral of the body constantly coming forward, finishing through. Think about vertical, slight lean, really deep breaths in through the nose, a little bit through the mouth if you need extra air, but starting pelvic floor, belly, chest, neck, and enjoy. So many cues. I wanted to do this in detail so you could replay it as many times as you want. Hopefully one thing sticks out. I wouldn't try to concentrate on more than one, but if you're pushing yourself 10% outside of your comfort zone, there's a lot of room for growth forever. Take it easy.